Welcome to Tailor Made Chaos. On this podcast, we'll bring you some of the highest flyers and most interesting people in and around the fitness industry. We'll talk and laugh with CEOs, franchisee groups, exercise specialists, and to those who work in sales and marketing, and will share their insights and knowledge of all things related to the business of fitness. Love what you hear? Make sure you like and subscribe to keep up to date. On with today's show, proudly brought to you in conjunction with Fit Into Shape, a small but dedicated team of fitness industry professionals, delivering on all of your fitness equipment and gym design needs.
So we are still here at RMS headquarters. I am here with the second and arguably the most important ingredient of the RMS podcast. Everyone needs a spotter. We're here with the infamous or famous, depending on what you want to look at it as, Little Wipey.
Here I am.
So, Little Wipey.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Emily?
Well, in a nutshell, at least for here under this roof, some of my responsibilities are, as I told you, I'm the assistant general manager, so a lot of it is assisting Robert. He's a very busy man, as you know, and so he wears many hats. So I try to relieve some of those duties and responsibilities. I work, one of the few that works Monday through Friday, usually the other team members have a day off in the middle of the week. So I'm consistently here Monday through Friday. So whatever he asks me to do, I do. A lot of it's just, again, a lot of random operational things. On top of it, I started a long time ago with taking over the contracts, which would be our maintenance contracts that we have. And over the years, now we have over 500. So I maintain those as far as properly, quoting them out, raising the rates when I need to, making adjustments, and then sending renewals and getting those back every year and keeping them on a schedule. So I keep them on a schedule, and I separate between. We have two teams. So you've met Deidre. Deidre handles one side of the team, and then Maya handles the other, so I kind of disperse to each of them which maintenance jobs need to be scheduled those months.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's part of the many things, but yeah, in general, those are the biggest things I handle.
Yeah, so a little bit ironic, but the first time I was on a podcast, I was interviewed by a female. My podcast hasn't been going that long, but today, congratulations, you've taken my cherry. You are my first female guest on the show.
I'm so honored.
Yeah, and look, that's not too bad. There's only just a slight little bit of blush there when she acknowledged that. But look, yesterday, I'd like to talk a little bit about you growing up. You said, you were, in italics, one of the boys growing up, and a lot of the team were all either big brothers or like big brothers to you. So, I mean, how do you go being a female working in a predominantly male-dominated environment?
I naturally just feel more comfortable around the guys. I mean, I can definitely get down with the ladies too, but I've just always been naturally more comfortable. So, and they view me as one of them too, which helps. I go out on the road, so not only do I work here at the office, but I go and I help when we have big installs, and the guys treat me good too. So I don't know if I've just earned my keep along the way, and I'm just, a part of the group with them. But they treat me good, but they also treat me with respect when they need to, and they watch out for me. But it's a good team here where everyone kind of has each other's back. So when I'm out on the job, they know my role, and they respect my position as well when I'm there.
Being on the job site yesterday, I can say firsthand, you were in and amongst it as of any of the guys. So, it's great that, more women should be in this business, and hopefully, our little spotlight's been, kind of shone on that. So.
It's enjoyable. I do enjoy doing the office work, but I like going out in the field too. And when I first started, a long, long time ago when I was 16, 17, you know, it was a matter of, all right, Emily, wipe down this machine over here. I'm like, okay, you know, like whatever. So to grow from that to where I am now, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So it's Robert highlighted before, it's been over 20 years that you've been working with him.
Yeah, so it's on paper, it's my start date was 2004, but when I started, we weren't doing things by the books back then as far as date of hires and record keeping. So we eventually had to just make up a date. But yeah, it was definitely before then, and I was kind of the guinea pig. But I went up to Bob one day and I was like, "Hi, I'm a lost cause right now. I want to work for you." And I had other jobs, but I eventually became full-time with RMS.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And what is it that keeps you coming here, other than Stockholm Syndrome?
Right. Honestly, there's a great sense of pride in watching a business grow, kind of from a skeleton, like just the bones of it. I mean, you just watch it grow. We established policies, and more people came on, and then, you know, as people came on and the business grew, then we figured it out along the way, and it wasn't just a structured company that I walked into and had to like learn the ropes. I was part of the process of it, so I take great pride. I never would want to walk away. I mean, it's a teamwork for sure. I'm not taking any kind of accountability, or I don't want to take, you know, like all the excitement of I helped it grow, but it was just part of being a part of that process. I had worked for a gym, and I did work for the Census Bureau, which I did admin stuff there. I was data entry, and then I was going to school to be a surgical tech, and I had also gone to school for culinary, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I always liked the fitness side of things. I always liked exercising, and then just being part of this, and Bob kind of saw something in me that I guess I didn't see in myself. And so when you have someone to kind of give you the reins and to help you and build your confidence, I didn't see a need to go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, from everything Robert said, you know, you are part of the DNA of RMS, and I mean, it's obviously really satisfying, I think, being in a small company and seeing it grow and develop. One of the things that we started at the start, everyone has a spotter. Oh, everyone, sorry, needs a spotter. I better get that right.
I have to remember sometimes too.
Do you enjoy doing the podcast, and what's probably the most enjoyable part about it?
I enjoy it a lot. I think it's just a really neat way. I went from pre-COVID, we did a little spin-off of not a podcast, but doing something more social media like, and it was called What's Up with Emily, and I enjoyed that a lot. It was really more laid back, and it was more targeted to our friends. But I liked giving tips and, you know, fitness ideas and other things, and that had to stop. And we've grown from that. We're now just, it's just, we need to not think small scale like that anymore. And so during COVID, we were like, why don't we do a podcast, and we can do fitness tips through that. And then, you know, we did a couple episodes, but now it's nice. I enjoy it because I like the idea of capturing our team, our personalities, but also giving back, you know, giving information that is helpful to property managers, hopefully, you know, just having a place where they can get entertainment from our personalities, like I said, but also just our experience at a one-stop shop. So I do enjoy it. I don't always feel like I have much to add compared to, I'm not a really eloquent talker, but
me both.
but it's fun being a part of it. And again, I'm so honored to be with the guys doing that too. I'm the one female a part of that. You know, that's pretty cool. So yeah. I'm honored to do it.
Look, I think it's great, and as I touched on before, I think, you know, more women in senior leadership roles in fitness businesses is only a good thing. So, you know, it's not a pro-female or anti-male or any statement like that, but I think it's just good that, you know, having both males and females in senior roles is key to seeing the business grow, and I think that's a big part of the success of the business. So what else do we have to talk about?
I don't know. I think that's about it. I mean,
what about those little legs carrying you through some of these running things that you do? Tell me about the last venture you went on.
Yeah, so, you know, back a long time ago, I told you I always liked working out, but I was kind of misguided. So I finally got into weight training. I had joined a gym. I was going through a rough time, so the exercising was a good outlet and confidence builder. So I got into weight training, and then off of that, I started running. And now I have to say, in the school, when they make you do a mile run for recess or gym, I was the kid that walked it. I did not run. So I never ran a full mile in my life until I was an adult. And then it kind of went from there. The team got involved, and it became a thing where we would sign up for races together. And so I got into running from there. Then that stopped for a few years, and wasn't really focused on running. But this year, we decided to try and get the team back into doing it. It's just a good boost for morale around here. And so we had done a 5K in September, and then we were all, you know, so excited about that. It was a matter of finding the next thing. And then we found a running festival in Ocean City, which was great because it was, you know, people could pick what they were comfortable with. So they could do a 5K, they could do an 8K, they could do a half or a full. And no interest in doing a half. I've never done a full, but I had no interest doing a half. But I thought, I'm not as young as I was, and I'm not as thin as I was, and as in shape. But you know what? I did it, and I'm so glad I did it, because like I shared with you, it was one of those mental hurdles of I was holding myself back. And that was a good lesson for me, not to hold myself back, to just keep doing things, keep pushing myself.
Absolutely. I think everyone needs to figure out how to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So, and I think you shared yesterday you love travel.
Yeah, I do.
Where would you say is the most interesting place you've been?
I think that probably going to Italy, because we got to see so many different places. We really got to get down and pretend that we were actually like the villagers of this one village that we were staying at. And it was one of those things where you drive up and it's like a mountain kind of a thing, so you can only take your car up so far, and then you're just walking your stuff the rest of the way. And of course, me as an American, I packed the biggest suitcase ever. So that was a lesson learned, you know, do not pack everything. And so you walk up, and then we're staying at, luckily we had connections, so we were staying in someone's apartment there. And the one apartment had no electricity, no hot water. So me and my cousin are really roughing it there, you know, had candlelight and everything. That was really cool. And then the only restaurant up there was basically whatever grandma was cooking. You know, you just walk in and she brings you what she made from the kitchen.
Brilliant.
No menu, you know, so I really loved that. That was really cool. And we did the Roman baths, and then we went into the cities and enjoyed that aspect. But I liked just kind of seeing what it was like, you know, not just being a tourist, but really living in it. So I think that was probably the coolest so far. But I'm hoping to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, maybe we'll have you back for a second show and get an update on some of the world's travel.
I'd love to.
Maybe we'll do a podcast on world travel.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, you would definitely be the lead of that.
I travel, but I don't get the holiday, so it's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I don't know. I've pretty much been freewheeling for the last half an hour. I'm not sure if we've got anything else to chat about.
Great. It's been great. Thank you for your time.
No, well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Emily.
In a nutshell. Vinyos.
Emily Vinyos.
Yep.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. Yep.
Wonderful. All right. Thanks, Em. Bye.